All right, go ahead with questions.
What stood out when you went back and watched the film of yesterday's win?
We came up with some extra possessions at some key times. There weren't a ton of them. There was an important offensive rebound in the second half. There was one or two offensive rebounds in the first half that helped us. And then we had to. The players had to do a lot of it on their own yesterday. Evansville went into a three-quarter court press. They went back to 2-3 zone, and they shifted out of that zone as soon as the ball went to the middle. They matched up and went man-to-man. So not able to run a lot of the things that we've been running, not able to run a lot of things that we had practiced going in. So the guys had to figure some things out, and they were able to. That was, it was a good performance by them.
In some of those close losses, a lot of times I know there's maybe just 4 or 5 possessions each end of the floor that could have made a difference. Is it in this 2-game winning streak they've kind of corrected that, where they've reduced that number of those things?
Yeah, after the Drake game, Gary, we watched 16, 30. We watched 34 clips after the Drake game, and that should be. And those were, I think it was 16 at the offensive end, 18 at the defensive end, and that should be at this time of the year. That should be 4 to 6 at the offensive end and 4 to 6 at the defensive end of the floor. So we just in both those games, in the Bradley game and in the game at Drake, we just made far too many mistakes. And in the last 2 games, we haven't made nearly as many. And I think that gets that gets overshadowed because we shot the ball so well against Illinois State. And yesterday we put together a pretty complete game. And within that 40 minutes, it's the limited number of mistakes that you make. And so I think that was the biggest difference in the last 2 compared to the Bradley and Drake game. We just made far too many mistakes. And some of it, during the course of the game, the other team's going to play well at times. They're going to beat you on some possessions. That's going to happen. But in those 2 games, we just had far too many mistakes, and not as many in the last 2.
How important is it to go get a road win, as elusive as they've been for you this year, especially knowing that you've got another really big game up next that's a road game against a team who's arguably the hottest in the conference?
Yeah, Missouri State's played great. They've been a hard team for for everybody to play against, including us. The game at our place was for the most part, within a possession or 2 the entire way. The way in which they play, they're gonna force you to get later in the shot clock with your offense, and you're gonna have to defend them late in the shot clock, at your defensive end. They made that decision. I think it was 8 games ago now. That they're going to take time and they're going to play under 10 on the shot clock. Watching their game last night against Loyola was exactly what they have been doing. So they haven't, since we saw them 4 or 5 games ago, they haven't changed that part of it. It's the same plan, and it's worked very well for them. So I think from our standpoint, just continuing to move forward, and that was 2 weeks ago we took a step backwards in the Bradley Drake games. And this past week now we've taken a step forward. The whole key for us is today and tomorrow, can we get ready to take another step forward? And at no time during the year do we want to be taking steps back. But in particular at this time of the year, right now you got to keep moving forward. And we did that this past week.
What's a step forward right now? Because I asked a similar question a couple weeks